Hi friends, welcome back to the Patreon. Thank you for supporting me. I'm gonna go see The Empty Man today. I don't know anything about it, but a couple of you have seen it on the Discord, and you told me, especially Ben, shout out to Ben, was very impressed by it. So I saw it was coming out here in the cinema, and there hasn't been many horror movies coming out here in the cinema. It was The Craft and now this, and I'm not missing another opportunity because no horror movies have come here in so long, because it's like such a long story, but pretty much because, sorry, I've just eaten chili pasta. My throat's recovering. So because the East Coast was shut down and they just got out of lockdown, they're like the big entertainment hub. So they just stopped distributing films to all of Australia at that point because there was no point just putting it out here. I'm totally not describing this right, but pretty much because we haven't all been able to go to the cinema, they haven't bothered giving us, well, they've given us less releases than usual, which is the bare minimum. So, sorry, it is so hot here. It's like 35 degrees today. I'll put the Fahrenheit here. But I've got to run because I want to go to Spotlight on the way, which is like a crafty kind of store with craft and homeware, because I'm going to a Halloween party tomorrow, so I really want to get some goods on the way out. So I'm going to head out now, and I'm really excited to see this one. I'm going in completely blind. I don't know anything about it, and I haven't done this in such a long time because not a lot of people are going to the cinema in America. There's no hype over there either, so it's kind of good for me because then I have no idea what I'm walking into, which is kind of fun. So I thought I'd take you guys along with me. Let's go check out Empty Man, The Empty Man. He is not impressed I'm leaving him. To get to Spotlight and it's closed. Fuck, I didn't check. It's only open till 9 p.m. on Thursdays, not Fridays. I'm so bummed. Okay. Now I'm early to the movies. So annoying. Anyway, my own fault. Onwards and upwards, let's go see The Empty Man. Oh my fucking god, I'm not even kidding. I am not overreacting this time. I have never been that scared. Well, I haven't been that scared in a cinema since probably Hereditary. Like, I checked my back seat when I got into my car. That film was so scary. I want to explain it to you guys without any spoilers because I think it may have been more effective to me because I went in completely blind. I knew it was about an ex-cop, like you can see on IMDb, like it says something about an ex-cop investigating something, but there's a lot of surprises. So the film is about, in short, about a man who was a cop and an ex-cop, and his friend's daughter goes missing, and so he needs to like follow, you know, the clues to figure out what happened. And there's this legend about this empty man that if you blow into, I'm freaking myself out so bad now. Well, if you blow into an empty bottle on a bridge, this guy will come. And he follows the clues from there, which for me, it really reminded me of The Ring. It just had the same kind of thing. Like, she was a journalist, he's like an ex-cop, so like they both are like trying to figure out what happened to this girl, and following the clues down the path, talking to the friends, you know, picking up whatever clues along the way. But this one, like, the rabbit hole is like infinite. Like, it goes so deep, and I was like scared in the first section of the film. You'll like, when you see it, you'll understand what I mean. Before this all comes into play, like, it was scary. I think parts of The Entity were a little bit like lame, but the film is so long. It's like 2 hours and 17 minutes, and it really takes its time setting up the lead character, and just going in really slowly, so much that you just get this eeriness. The eeriness is intense, and I can tell you how they did it. They have amazing natural sound within the film. So they have a lot of, you know, especially on the bridge, there's like the sound of the creek running underneath, there's like the sounds of the crickets, and then they just rely on this natural sound and then they take it away, and it is so scary and weird, and it makes you feel very uncomfortable. But that whole film, like, I think as well, I saw it in VMAX, which is the same to like IMAX. I think it's one step down from IMAX, but pretty much it's a really good surround sound cinema, and like it's not just the normal cinema, and it was so terrifying because there's a lot of like whispering and murmuring in this film, like it's about all that kind of stuff, like getting in your head, and I could just hear things around me the whole time. And there was another couple, like a couple of seats back, a couple of rows back, and I was like, are they whispering, or is it in the movie? And it was like, it was freaking me the fuck out. I tell you what, I was actually so scared at one point. I thought I felt something near my foot, and I was like, this is the end. Like, that film was really effective. And another thing I really liked is the main character, he reacts to things like normal people would. Like when something comes running towards him, he's like, fuck no, and he runs away. Like, there's so many aspects in there that really kind of break the norm, and I just really had no idea where it was going the whole time. It was really good. I really liked that film. I have to say, the ending, wasn't a huge fan, but it's done in such a way that the film is so complicated and you really have to think while you're watching it. It's not like a passive watch, which it seems like at first. I mean, when I've told you the story of The Empty Man, sorry if I've said the Bye Man at all in this review. I keep thinking the Bye Bye Man. You know, with the story I told you about the urban legend on the bridge, it seems pretty like straightforward, but it's not. It's this rabbit hole, and you really had to pay attention to all the clues, and it was just bizarre. And the ending is a lot, but what I was saying is, I feel like because it's not real, like you've had to put the clues together yourself, it doesn't really have a simple ending. So I feel like, however I felt like it should end, I can like twist it to end that way. I'm not sure if you understand what I mean, but I feel like I can assume what I want to assume about it. I feel like I'm going crazy. That film was insane, like absolutely insane. I'm so glad I went and saw that. I haven't been this shocked since I saw The Lodge, but this one is so different. It really is a psychological horror movie, and it does so in a really good way. And the entity at the start, I don't want to ruin anything, but there's this cave, and like the thing that is in there is very scary, and I was like, I can't, like, that was the moment for me where I was like, wow, this movie's for real, like for real. And it's so funny, when the film starts, it starts up with a whole different setup, and I thought I walked into the wrong film, but as it kept going, I was like, I don't care if this is the wrong film. I'm here for this. This is great. I also feel like the film, as I said, reminds me a little bit of The Ring, but it takes, I feel like, I don't know if this is me personally reading into it, I feel like it takes inspiration from a lot of different other aspects and then kind of like molds it into its own thing. Because I don't know if you've ever seen Rubber Johnny by Aphex Twin. There's a part in there that looks like that, like exactly. And I just feel like they've taken all different nightmares from like everything in humanity and put it into one film. Okay, so I'm looking at the IMDb page now because I'm so curious. I can't believe they put, I mean, I'll put the poster here. It just looks so janky. I mean, I can see it now when it's close up, but what I see online, when you see that far away, it looks very janky. I don't like that poster, and I don't feel like it's a good representation of the film. It also has a 6.2 out of 430 votes, which I think is shocking because that film was so dark. Look, people say, unfortunately, I can't recommend you seeing this, don't do it. But then other people said, surprisingly good, pleasantly dark surprise. The Empty Man whispers in tongue, 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this film. I do say the end was a little bit like, okay, you've got it, you've gone so far, maybe just don't go any further because it's too much for the brain to take. But I think it was really, really crafty, really well done, very unique, and really up my alley. I was really surprised by that. I'm so lucky to go see that in the cinema, and I'm not trying to say that to make anyone feel bad, but I mean, yeah, I'm very lucky to see that in the cinema, and I do think it's worth the wait in terms of it coming out on VOD. Hopefully it will come out in the places that haven't got cinemas open now, later in the cinemas. I'm not too sure, but it definitely needs to be seen in the cinema. Like, that needs to be immersive, because I felt that in my bones, you know? And I don't say that often. I really don't. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I feel like I might have to go see it again. And it went for 2 hours and 17 minutes. I was busting. I needed to pee so bad towards the end. But it was so intense that I was just like this the whole time watching. And I believe there was a couple behind me, and they were laughing and talking at the start, and by the end they were like, like, we were all gasping at the same parts. Like, for an audience of, I mean, there was, what, 400 or 500 seats in there, and there was like, there was 8 people. There was probably like 6 people in there, and we were all gasping. Like, we're all in silence, like, and at the end everyone's just freaked out. And now I have to go home, and I'm a little bit scared. I'm not gonna lie. Well, obviously you can tell I'm scared. I liked that film. I'm gonna give it an 8. I have to. I was gonna give it a 7 because of the ending, but I gotta give it an 8. Like, if you're into psychological kind of, I wouldn't say it's like super crime, but it has that crime feeling because he is like an ex-cop. Like, you know, the whole investigating some crime or disappearance. Like, I feel like it's very suited to like a thriller horror, psychological thriller horror. If you're into that, definitely check this out. I know I talk a big game, and I hate when I do this. People love my enthusiasm, but then when they see the film, they're like, it wasn't that good. But sometimes I can't help it. If I like it, I like it. And if I love it, I'm gonna tell you about it. So hopefully you guys like it too. But as I said, Ben said that it was great and one of his favorite films of the year. I have to say it's one of the best films I've seen, best horror movies I've seen this year for sure. But also, I think a lot of it comes into the surprise element, where this wasn't over marketed. Like, we didn't hear about this a lot. I was reading, so I was like, where is this film coming from? I posted something on Twitter, and then I was looking at the hashtag for The Empty Man, and apparently it was like, I don't know, it was meant to be released online, and then, I don't know, it just kind of got thrown out, and they didn't do any marketing about it. So very interesting, because I feel like a lot of why this film was so good for me was because there was no build-up, I had no idea what I was going into, and it was just quite shocking. So I'll probably ruin that for you by telling you exactly that, but that's why I'm not telling you anymore, because I don't want to ruin any of what I just witnessed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was wild. I did not expect this at all. Please go check it out. I'm gonna give it an 8. Tomorrow I might give it a 7 once I've calmed down. No, I have to give it an 8. Like, who gets this reaction, you know what I mean? And I mean, it's not like a 9 or a 10. I'll take the 2 points off for the ending. How about that? But for what it was great. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm terrified, so I'm gonna call my fiance on the way home, and then hope that my dog is at home, who is a scaredy cat, so he can protect me. Thank you so much for supporting me and watching my videos and being a patron. You guys keep me going, and I'll talk to you guys very soon, hopefully. Bye, guys.